It's the anti-checker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulty.
What is going on YouTube? Michael J. Crawford, the anti-checker here. And so what you guys just saw, those of you that were fortunate enough to join into the live stream before the credits rolled, is a sample. Well, it's the full length, but obviously it's not completed. It's going to be my official April Fool's video that I'm going to put out on Monday. So so the beginning of it and the ending of it are done, but all the stuff in the middle I'm still working on. There's a lot of work to do tomorrow to get it done. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but you know, I love that song and it just fits so well. And you know, the disco party thing that you guys have really liked from the super chat reward. I like that. I got the idea of, I remembered that in the Discovery episode, whatever it is, Magic to make the sanest man go mad or something like that, that they actually had a disco party on the ship and they showed the colored lights from the outside. So that's where I grabbed that stuff from. Anyway, so Thomas throws $1.99, says, watch out, bird of prey will get you. Yes, that is true. You got to be very careful because that bird is definitely not one to be trifled with.
Annan trach, was betad, doch gjeldinle.
Ariel Natris Oris Bazi Bedhead Duchel Dementa. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yes. How do you make Excalibur even better? You put in Bird of Prey. That's the way you make it better. Maester Alex, good to see you as always. Glad to see you seem to be back from the dead, and I am very happy about that. I know a whole lot of you say we're fighting over who's first. Well, look at the name of the live stream. I'm sorry, I'm first. It's my live stream, so I get to call it. May we see that stinger again for those who may have missed it. Not right now, Kronos. I will play it again in probably about a half an hour or so because that's when most people are here. So I'll take a little 3-minute break then and we'll play it one more time. And then I'm going to play it again when I sign out at the end of the day. But on Monday, that's what you want to watch for you guys that watch the live streams. Get the heads up on this. So on Monday, the full version of that will in fact be out for everybody to see. You can watch it as many times as you want at that point. But I will play it again in a little bit, and I'll play it again at the very end of the show. And I know DJ and Thomas are fighting over who was first. Mr. Miles is trying to throw himself in there. And you know, it's getting to be very difficult to say because, like, for example, yes, and Dr. Doom's mask is sitting there. I was just messing around with it earlier today. You know, the first thing is becoming difficult. You guys are fighting over it a little too much. And you have to understand that, yeah, nobody cares. But, in fairness, Thomas was, in fact, first. That is actually a fact. And he did, in fact, send me photographic evidence that he was first just to prove it. So, yes. Chrono says, did I hear that you broke your printer? Well, I didn't break it, but a falling bookcase broke one of them. The smaller one is still operable. The larger one is not. I'm trying to see if it's fixable. No guarantees at this point. However, now that I'm starting to get the anti-layer back in shape, I'm going to get the smaller one running some prints very, very soon. The smaller one is capable of doing the Doom mask. I plan on printing a few of those in the near future. I also have some Stargate stuff I'm going to be printing, and of course I have to finish up the design of the USS Anti-Trekker because you guys have been so ridiculously patient with me. So that's why you can have nice things and then things that you can't. I know, I tell you. Yeah. That photo from Thomas was doctored. Well, you know what, DJ? You'd have to prove that to me. Captain Foley is mourning the damage to your fleet, Anti-Trekker. I know he is. Where is my SGC print? Mr. Mouse, did you not hear me just now? Hey, it was all you people. I never noticed it at first, but you guys pointed out. What's that, Thomas? I missed it. What time do you think the patron stream will be? I have a baseball game, so I won't be able to watch in the morning stream. I'm not sure. I got to figure that out because I'll tell you, Thomas, tomorrow's going to be or not tomorrow, but Monday is going to be a crazy busy day because I'm going to be doing 3 live streams on Monday. The regular morning one, which I'll probably honestly try to make the morning one briefer than usual. Patron stream probably sometime in the early afternoon. And then the evening stream is going to be a big one. And I can confirm for you, Mrs. Anti-Trekker will be joining me for the evening live stream where we will together watch the first episode of the new Twilight Zone and see if it is any good. So, got the short posted at antitrekker.com. All right, cool. I will check it out. 3D fans not amused. Well, I'm not amused either, my friend. So, yeah. I'm with you there. Thanks to Discovery, Anti-Trekker is operating in 4D. Let's see that long-form original birth certificate that proves Potts is first. Well, actually, I happen to have... let me see here. Is this it? No. Let's see. No. Oh, yeah, this is my official certification. I am the Minister of Quantum on Doomcock Legion, but yeah, sorry, I don't have the long-form birth certificate handy. In the meantime, I love me some number 7. P.S. You rock, dude. Thank you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while, and I'm glad you are back, and I don't think I rock, but I'm glad to be here.
Borg. It is with cooking with the pork and the pork. The guy with the go, and we're gonna make the kelp. Here's bring out the kelp.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, the kelp, get it in the pot.
Get in the pot here.
And then the stir and stir the kelp. That's a good kelp.
Okay.
Gonna have to do something with that one since Kelpians are now aggressive, manly beasts instead of fear creatures. Laughable Larry says, what's your favorite Star Trek series and why is it Discovery? Well, it would be the original series, and I couldn't argue why it's Discovery because it's not. But if I were to argue why it's Discovery, I would argue that because Discovery has better visual effects and the most unpredictable writing of any Star Trek series. I'm planning to be sick Monday night from work. Now, Thomas, don't call in sick for work. Because for all we know, the Twilight Zone episode is going to be fine, and we're just going to watch it and go, yeah, that was all right. Or it could be a complete train wreck. We have no idea. I have not seen anything on this new Twilight Zone, so I don't know if it's going to be good. It could be good. It could be awesome. It could suck. They've tried to reboot Twilight Zone a few times and have failed. We'll see if this one kicks. Is the reason you have the new green screen to hide the damage caused by your lair after watching the last episode of STD? No, the green screen I put up actually a little bit, not too long ago, like maybe a week or so ago now. I don't know why I did it other than I was like, you know what, I don't know, I just wanted to do something different. And I think so far the response has been very positive. The new Twilight Zone needs both Shatner and Lithgow making cameos in a Gremlin episode. That would be freaking awesome. Thomas says, I only called off 3 times in 2018. That is impressive, my friend. Mrs. Anti may not let you pause. Whoa, all of a sudden my screen went crazy. Sorry. Mrs. Anti may not let you pause it every 30 seconds. Well, she'll understand that that's how we do things. because we need to talk about it. And so, but we'll probably go for slightly longer stretches without pausing it. So let me see. Sorry, I had to put my cloaks up for a while. My boss was grinding my soul to dust for a long time there. She got a new boss, and now she gives me reasonable hours, not 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. 6 days a week. Well, that's good. I know it can be rough if you got a bad supervisor. That can be awfully hard. And so I'm glad that things have gotten more reasonable for you. Work is slow for you right now. I wish it was for me. I tell you, the last few days, and you know, because you know, usually in the BIRDOPREY streams, I like to be semi-active in the chat. The last few days, I have not been. But part of that's because my boss is on vacation, so I've been running the show. And with that going on, I've been a lot busier than usual this week. So hopefully next week we'll be back to normal. Someone called Mueller to investigate Thomas for stealing first again. Well, I don't know what Mueller's going to do or who Mueller is. Supposedly Peele's new movie, Us, is great. Did well at the box office, too. Well, Peele, I mean, Get Out, I think, was really good. And so and Peele is also behind this Twilight Zone, so we'll see. Why does Hollywood always portray prey herbivores as fearful, gentle creatures? Even been on the business end of it. Ever been on the business of an angry Bill? Yeah, well, because Hollywood is nuts. Multi-Gunman thinks the new green screen is awesome. I like it. I mean, I still have to work on the lighting a little bit because you can see, like, behind Dr. Doom, there's some shadows on it that I need to fix. And that's just because the fish tank's over there, and so the lighting's not very even. I'm working on it. Let's see. Where was I? Brian says, hey, Anti-Checker, if you could have a walk-in role on any TOS Star Trek episode, which episode would it be, and what role would you pick? I think... oh, man. It's a horrible episode. I mean, well, it's not a good episode, but I still think it would be fun if I was going to just do a little walk-on role. Would be to play Kyle in the episode Paradise Syndrome. And if you don't remember, that was the one where the entire crew is beaming down to the planet because the spores had infected everybody, and Kirk sees everybody lined up at the transporter room and says, get back to your post, and Kyle looks at him and is like, no! So I just thought that would be fun. I like to look at it, just wondering what you are hiding behind it. Actually, right behind it is literally, there's like about a 2-foot space. And I did that on purpose. There actually is a design there. Is that behind it is the small 3D printer. So once it's going full blast again, it won't be as noisy as it was. And also the window is behind it, and I have a little area there for spray painting, for painting the when I put base coats of primer and stuff on my 3D prints. And that way, and there's a fan in there that circulates the air really good. So that way I can keep it separate from the rest of the anti-layer. So yes, there is actually a purpose to it. And let's see. Hello from Hangover Hell. Hello. Oh, sorry you're hungover, but drink some more. And that's what DJ says. What up, Kronos1 says, Chief, I bet Kirk wished he had a wet bar on the bridge like Anti-Checker. I'll bet he does. But, you know, Dr. McCoy would always bring him something. The Jersey Bull's the most evil domesticated animal on Earth. Male sheep, rams, are actually very vicious as well. And let's see. Hi, number 79. Thank you, Chief. Good to see you as always. Work is going to be hell on my birthday. Oh, man, I tell you. I got to work on my birthday, too. So I'm with you there, my friend. Just got my new schedule. Oh, jeez. My schedule's going to suck. We'll talk about that in a minute here once I try to get caught up here. Anti-Checker is a showrunner. I wish I was a showrunner. Oh, man. Anti-Checker is in the way to Eden. I am not in the way to Eden. I hate that episode. Has CBS hired you to write new Star Trek yet? Unfortunately, no, Amy. I wish they would, because that would be my dream job. And yes, Anti-Checker, I'm working on the green screen thing so you can have your special video to destroy at will. Thank you so much, DJ. That will be disturbing. I just lied to Captain Kirk. If only Keiko could have seen me. Oh, yeah, because that was, yeah, from the Trials and Tribulations. I say we use Trials and Tribulation tech to put Anti-Checker in a TUS episode and make him a Klingon thanks to his face hair. I'd have to think of what... Yeah, you know, because Kirk doesn't really go face-to-face with Klingons very often. But, yeah, that'd be kind of fun to do something like that. And let's see. And the small door. All right, Hector. You lost me there. Figure out the background for the Twilight Zone. No, well, I've been working all day, Thomas. I'm gonna work on that tomorrow. First thing tomorrow, after other than church, I'm gonna be working on my April Fool's video, which you guys saw the preview of at the beginning of the show. Then after that, I'm gonna see if I can come up with a Twilight Zone theme to do something back there. I don't know that I'll be able to. Worst case scenario, what I may do is, I don't know, man, that's gonna be tough. I gotta figure that out. I don't think the door is gonna work. That's the problem, but I'll figure something out. Do you think they're waiting to renew the Orville to the last episode of the season? They may be, and that's not all that uncommon. If they're borderline on whether or not they want to do it, they're probably waiting to see what the final numbers are. Kirk's Yeoman's baby. Okay, Ensign Ricky, not sure what you mean. So basically, you have a meth den in the works. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a meth den. So you got me figured out. Antrek, if you say one word to Captain Picard, what would you say to him? Racist. Your schedule. My schedule, okay, so currently my schedule is from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m., and I work Tuesday through Saturday. And that's why I do live streams sometime after 10 p.m. at night and at about 10 a.m. in the morning, because then I have to sign off by 12:30 to get ready for work. So my new schedule is going to be 9 or 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And my days off are going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. It's just going to be a horrifically bad schedule for me. And I got to figure out how to make the live streams work, because the problem is, like, nighttime live streams are easy, right? That's because I could just do it a couple hours earlier. No big deal. Most of you guys are up at that hour. However, the daytime live streams are going to be difficult because I can't do them, you know, at 10 o'clock is when I usually start, and that's when I have to be at work. If I do a live stream at like 7 in the morning, will anybody even show up? So, I don't know. You know, we're going to have to play it by ear for the first couple of weeks and see if I can make it work, because I don't want to not do a daytime live stream because of my European friends, but I may have to limit it to just my days off. On Discord, there's a picture of a man that looks like a bird with a mustache. Yes, that thing is freaking scary. For those of you that don't know, BIRDOPREY celebrated his 300 subscribers today, and he looks like a registered sex offender. There he is. And by the way, and Thomas pointed this out to me, notice how he spelled subscribers. He put subscrippers. So make sure you give him a hard time. I know BIRDOPREY's watching this in the morning. Yeah, Bird, 300 subscrippers. Nice. So, yeah, there is that. And let's see. Would you write for the Orville? At least you'd be working with people that actually care about Star Trek. I would, but I think that's Seth MacFarlane's baby. And so, Multi-Gun Man, I'm not going to even read that. Background should be to a book to serve man. That's not bad. And I got it. Now I'm way behind. Hey, come on. There's no way for CBS to mess up the Twilight Zone. LOL. Yeah, right. Thomas, Bertigay 5, blonde hair and no mustache. Yeah, that's true. To serve Kelpian. Yes. What is your job? I never talk about my job on YouTube, because the company that I work for has strict rules when it comes to talking about the company if you're not an authorized spokesperson. So, sorry, not going to talk about it. And Trigger, what are we talking about tonight? I don't know, Richie, whatever we're talking about. Maybe daytime streams on day off. That's, yeah, Thomas, that's exactly what I'm thinking. But that would suck, only 2 days a week that I could do daytime streams. But that may be just what I have to do if nobody's going to watch that early in the morning. If you do night streams, then Trolita may join us more. That's true. 7:30 a.m. for you is like 33 a.m. for me. Okay. They got you working nights? I was watching Aquaman when you were saying something about starting work at 10. No, I'll be starting work at 10 a.m. I will be working 3 hours earlier. Grip, eh? I'm not sure what you mean there. Those times suck for UTC +5 to +12. Yeah, that's the thing. It's gonna be really tough. Yes, Chester the Molester. That's definitely BIRDOPREY's cousin, Chester. We gave him a hard time already. Yeah, sub-strippers, yes. Which makes sense looking at the way BIRDOPREY looks. He looks like he would be hiring strippers. It's a BIRDOPREY that looks like he's in disguise. Yes. I congratulate him for the 300 subscribers, and he read it as subscribers. Sub-strippers on the USS Nautilus, yes. An upcoming episode of the Orville might make the Mocklins an enemy. I wouldn't be surprised. They've kind of hinted at that already. And I could see the Mocklins, if the Mocklins and the Kalon join forces against the Krill and the Union, that's going to be bad. Go all night again, or midday. Well, I can't really do midday because my lunch isn't that long. It's only an hour, and usually I do at least a 2-hour live stream. But I'll probably end up doing like 4 night streams and 2 day streams just on my days off. And that's just, yeah, because I like doing 6 a week. I think that's a nice, feels good, but yeah, we got to figure it out. I like to point out that UPM previously did very poor Twilight show. Yes, is that the Forrest Whitaker one, I think? Howdy y'all, says CDH. Hey, how you doing, my friend? Mason says, I know future episodes of the Orville Anti-Tracker is the voice of the ship. Maybe some other ship than the Orville. I hope, yeah. Anti-Tracker is the voice of the ship. I don't think I would make a good ship voice. Usually you want female voices for ships. Anti-Tracker, I'm guessing you work for Section 31, that's why you can't talk about it. That would be nice, but no, I definitely do not work for Section 31. No, it was in the aughts. Forrest Whitaker was the host. Right. Okay. So I remember the Forrest Whitaker one, and I remember that there was I know there's been like 2 or 3 attempts, but yeah. At Kirk, Matt, Picard, and Cisco. Anti-Tracker. Kirk, Matt, Picard, and Cisco. Why do you think he don't meet Janeway yet? Well, Kirk never met Picard. Oh yeah, he did. Oh, in Generations, and he met, he met Cisco in Trials and Tribulations. Why not Janeway? Because Janeway would not be able to resist the Shat attack. Everybody knows that. And CDH now says howdy to me. Howdy, my friend. Like subscribers through the hourglass. These are the streams of our lives. Yes. BIRDOPREY is hiring lore. That's wrong. My friend does off-site computer entry for a government agency that he won't even name. Anti-Tracker is a Fed, confirmed. Nope, not a Fed. And I'm not going to answer you. Of course, I would just say no matter what you guys say, so it doesn't really matter. All right, I have memories of it, but it was fuzzy of when. Yeah, I remember the Forrest Whitaker one. It wasn't that great, but it wasn't horrifically bad. It's the little bird show. Anti-Tracker, why did you knock over your nerd model shelves? I didn't do it on purpose. Actually, it was funny because I was working, and I was actually on the phone with the client, and when the shelf collapsed, and I don't know what caused it. It seems like, I mean, looking at it, it seems like just one of the lower support pieces just broke, and the whole thing came down like a freaking house of cards. Carpet bombs Mocklins with the USS Marble Man. That's true. That would work. Sub strippers, that sounds like something you get when you hit 10,000 subs. Yes, that would be awesome. There's a really good Twilight Zone show in the 80s, though. Harlan Ellison was a story editor. I'm trying to remember. I might have seen it, but I don't remember it very well. Amy thinks I work for the TSA. How could I work from home for the TSA? If he did work for Section 31, he couldn't admit it anyways. That's very true. And, you know, just like Bird of Prey doesn't admit anything about his mafia dealings, but we all know. If you have to work on Sunday, will your new schedule interfere with church? Yes, and it's going to be a pain in the butt, but I'm off at... so what's going to happen is I'm not going to do live streams probably on Saturdays, because what will happen is, since I can't go to church Sunday morning, but I can go Saturday night right after work. And so that's what I'll end up doing. Antchecker works at Missile Silo. He's the one with the key. Laura is the other. That would be bad. Generations never happened. Oh, I wish that were true. Janeway did sort of get to meet Captain Sulu. Well, that was in... wasn't that like a holodeck or something? Or in a mind meld or something? Janeway to Q, bugger off. Janeway to Kirk, well, hello. Yeah. Problem with the Twilight Zone is it has competition now in the form of Black Mirror and others. Well, Black Mirror is a good show where... I mean, that's the thing. If CBS produces a good show, I'll be the first to admit it, and that'll be awesome. Antrecker's job, YouTube content creator. I wish that were too, Maester Alex. I really do, because that's what I love doing, and I wish I could spend more hours a day doing it. That's, you know, the bottom line. But I got to wait until I get to a point where it's just able to support my household. The Outer Limits freaked me out more than Twilight Zone. I like the Outer Limits, but I don't know. Twilight Zone was just a better show to me. Why did CBS have to reuse Twilight Zone name? Why not come up with a new name with similar series? Because they're trying to use the brand recognition to attract people to CBS All Access, because Star Trek Discovery is not working. Speaking of which, all right, it's time. I'm going to show you guys the thing that we showed at the beginning of the stream, since there's more people here now and everything. So sit back, relax. I am gonna be behind on the chat, but what I'll probably do, I apologize if I missed your chat, so hold off. If you have something for me, hold off for just a couple of minutes, because you're now going to get 3 minutes of absolute pure joy. And remember, the ending is so important. You don't want to get up and leave and miss the very end of this. And there it is. Now, of course, it's an unfinished video at this point, but that's going to be my Monday, April 1st video. But it's going to have a lot more than just the dancing in the middle part. So, but yes, I can't wait until the whole thing is done. I've been rendering some stuff out today for it. I'll give you guys one little hint of what Joshua is adding to all this is Baby Spock. And so we talked about what we were going to do with Baby Spock. It's going to be it's going to be hilarious. So I can't wait till it's done. So Nightbreeze just said, just save me $2 from the Death of Disco super chat. Well, geez, you know, you could always pick another super chat. Jerk. Daniel is in the house saying, sorry I'm late. What's up? We're just kind of hanging out today. No topic or anything. But yes, if it's for April 1st, you shouldn't be spoiling it. Well, I'm only showing it Quantum to you guys that are here on the live stream. And this is just the framework of it. So you saw the beginning of it, you saw the ending of it, and the rest was just the dancing on loop. There's a lot more stuff that's being put into it that I think you guys will enjoy. And so I got the idea today when with some of the stuff we were talking about on BIRDOPREY stream. Baby Spock, do. Yes, Baby Spock is going to be freaking hilarious. So, he says, all hail the Hypno Turd. Well, shoot, how do I do that? Because I actually put that, well, here's what we can go like this. And hold on, wait. Come on. Is it not? Oh, because it's saying. It's like, I don't know. All hail the Disco Turd. You must give yourself to the Disco Turd. All hail the Disco Turd. Oh, man, because, yeah, I used the same scene that I used for my intro for that. So... Baby Spock, do, Baby Spock, do, Baby Spock, do, Baby Spock. What, like, Baby Spock, do, Baby Spock, do. Oh, geez, that's just horrible. Can't wait to see it. That unfinished bit was great. I can't wait till it's done. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I thought you were going to check out the Logic Puke. Not sure what that's. A Hypno with Disco. Yes. Baby Spock looks like mini Dumb and Dumber Jim Carrey dumb. I can kind of see that. Need a spinning Hypno Turd. That's yeah, we need to work on that. Michael promised her mom she would find her, so she may go after her mom through time in season 3. Let's hope. Ship quiz time from Thomas. All right, so did you now, Thomas? Let me. I'm gonna check real quick. Did you send it to me on? Yes, you sent it to me on Discord. All right, so, ooh, that looks awfully familiar, but I'm not 100% sure. So you are the official judge, Thomas. So. Here's the way Ship Quiz works with Ship Quiz with Thomas. I'm going to have to come up with like a little graphic for that. So whenever we do Ship Quiz with Thomas, then I'm going to bring a picture up on the view screen behind me. First person to name this ship is the winner. Thomas is the official judge because he is the owner of said ship. And the winner will get to pick a super chat reward. So here we go. Here it is. Too bad I can't play the disco music for the ship quiz. So, let's see. Crushed anti-checker model. No, that's not it. Thanks, Kronos, for reminding me of the casualty here of the Reliant. That's so sad. Baby Puddle Jumper, says DJ. Shuttle from Insurrection, Delta Flyer, NX Shuttle, Argo Shuttle, Voyager Shuttle. And so Thomas is, I don't know if anybody's gotten it yet, Thomas. So David wins. So it's the Argo. That's what I was thinking. So, okay. There we go. So that is the Argo from Nemesis. So yes, horrible, horrible scene. The whole thing with Picard wanting to drive in the dunes. So David, you are the winner. You get to pick a super chat reward right now. So David, tell me what you want, and I will play it for you. Battle damage reliant action figure. Yeah. I like that blue Andorian ale. I'd like that blue Andorian ale behind. Well, it's Romulan ale, but it's right here. But you can't have that. But I can play number 12 for you. So let's do that. And there we go.
Heart attack.
Well, that was easier than I expected. This is going to be a great day. And now, off to my first day of work on Endor.
And Mr. Morales says, it looks like a puddle jumper now from Stargate Atlantis. So I don't doubt you, but that I thought it was the Argo. And I will say this, and I know someone else said something. Yeah, Surf said that he likes that shuttle. I do too. I think that the Argo itself, the shuttle part of it, looks cool. The Argo, the freaking off-road vehicle, was stupid. I blanked it from my mind. Yes, he is the very model of a modern major general. That's not true, but that's a good song. F Argo. Thomas, Anti-Checker Thomas has to remember nobody has watched Nemesis. Well, a few people have, just not very many. He was the guy with the 500 ship models. I'm jealous. Yeah, I know. Tell you, Thomas has like every Eagle Moss model ever. Romulan ale is illegal. Well, I got a border ship brings me in a case every now and then, and I only use it for medicinal purposes. What if USOs aren't piloted by aliens, but by humans from the future coming back as tourists? Or, and hear me out here, Michael, they're piloted by humans and they were built 30 years ago because they found a time crystal. Any Borg wine? No, I do not have any Borg wine. Ha! Haven't seen that super chat yet. Really? Oh, yeah, that's a classic. Andorian ale is better than Romulan ale? I don't know, Commander Shran. I think you're just saying that because you're Andorian. And Antrekker is the most legal man, so he should drop that ale and then the drain. Well, I am a very legal person. I don't like breaking the law, so that is true. How long have you been collecting models, Thomas? That's a good question for Thomas. See if he answers. We got to talk sometime on Discord, Anti-Checker, and Skype. I got Skype. Well, I got Skype too, and you know the tricky part is, you know, hit me up every now and then on Discord, and if I'm free, I'm always willing to talk to folks. I've talked to a few of you in the past. It's just a matter of squeezing out the time, and I apologize for that, because basically, here's my day in a nutshell. I work 8 hours a day, 9 if you count lunch, on my regular job. I spend, you know, usually 2 to 3 hours doing a live stream, and then I spend 2 to 3 hours doing miscellaneous stuff for the YouTube channel, and that's tough. But I'm trying to get things. That's why I've been working on getting the anti-layer in better shape and stuff, so that I can be a little more organized, a little more focused. Anyway, I've seen Nemesis, but I've seen a lot of crap in my time. Yeah, and Thomas has been collecting since 2012. Nemesis wasn't as bad as Generations. It had some good parts. I will agree with you on that, Kronos. Nemesis I enjoyed more than Generations. Which is, I mean, I think Nemesis was better than Generations and Insurrection, in my opinion. As far as Nemesis and First Contact, they're close. But I don't know. I'd have to watch them back to back to really decide which one I thought was better. Not in Colorado. I wish I was in Colorado right now. Nemesis had Dina Meyer, which is automatic thumbs up from me. Okay. I have a time crystal in Dungeons & Dragons, very magical device for Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, the time crystal thing was just beyond stupid. Never assume a person's race by their name, Anti-Trigger. Did I? I think, because Shran, I wasn't basing Shran's race based on the name. I was basing it on his avatar, actually. I think the Nemesis wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either. The space battle at the end was excellent. I liked the space battle. And I liked some of the concepts with Shinzon and everything. I just think that it wasn't executed that well. And I think the Troy rape story was stupid. I also think the B4 arc was completely wasted. A British tar is a soaring soul as free as a mountain bird. Oh, jeez. Is Discord an app in the Play Store? Yes. You can get the Discord app for, well, at least I know you can get it for Android. I don't know about iPhones, but it is in the Google Play Store. And you can also put it on your PC. I have it on both my phone and the PC. And I do like it. Anti-Trucker works for a T-Mobile call center? No, I do not. Why would... Yeah. The anti-layer is cool. Well, thank you, Daniel. It's actually not that exciting, but I'm still working on getting things organized. I need to work on the lighting in here a bit mainly for the green screen, because I'm going to make this a permanent fixture, obviously, but it's not quite set up the way I want it yet. My time crystal is called Quartz. I have a cousin named Quartz. I like First Contact best. Like I said, I have to... As far as the next-gen films, First Contact and Nemesis are definitely a cut above Insurrection and Generations. The Troy Psychic Assault thing was a really weird plot device in Nemesis. I think so, too. I think it was kind of dumb. Especially since Troy, they made it clear that she's not psychic, and yet she could pinpoint the location of the ship based on her psychic powers that she doesn't apparently have, because she can only feel emotions, not thoughts. And how could she pinpoint the location of somebody? But anyway. My time crystal is called Readings. So much time visiting other worlds and other times, and boy, does time fly. The more you know. Quartz movement. Anti-Trigger. Star Trek Enterprise Season 5 was going to have Shran as a crew member of the Enterprise. Really? That would have been cool. First Contact is, let's see. Now the chat's jumping around because I'm going too slow. First Contact is the best TNG films. Nemesis is the worst. Disagree there, because I think Insurrection is worse than either of them, and the worst is Generations for what they did to Kirk. Deck 29 is at the bottom of the Viceroy falls several decks to his death. Yes, well, and it looked like he fell for, a long ways. Anti-Tracker works for Fight Club Incorporated, a very LLC. No, that's not true. Does the app work for data? If you mean does it use data, I believe it does. I'm not an iPhone rich. First Contact was awesome. Just don't let Anti-Tricker's hatred of get you down. Stop. Sage, one of those Trek movies are better than STD. That's very true. Look out. It looks like you're heading near a black hole. Yeah, actually, I think that's an asteroid. And we're not heading towards it. We'll be just fine. The anti-bar is looking good. Thank you. Although this is not going to be its permanent position. I'm going to build it back there so that it's not as close to me as it is right now. Mainly because this could, if I rolled back the chair, I'd knock it over, and I don't want to do that. Did you know that there's a real-life thing called a time crystal? It's a real phenomenon created in the lab. No, I did not. TNG did terrible movies. They managed to make one more than Bad Robot. Yeah, that's true. I'm back. I had to bathe my 2 dogs. They were digging holes in the backyard and came into the house with giant clumps of mud in their paws. Oh, well, that's why our dog doesn't go outside. Ever. Here's a quiz. Who's the actor that played Shinzon in Nemesis? That would be Tom Hardy. Shran was a great character on Enterprise. I actually like Shran. They could have used him more. Wonder why they were planning... what they are planning for the Picard series in the future Discovery. That's a good question. I'm wondering what they mean by they're going to make all the canon line up by the end of this season. They only got 3 episodes left, and right now I don't see that as really happening unless they just hit a magic reset button in the very last scene of the last episode, which will be a cheap out, but whatever. Nemesis would have been better if they had better Romulan enemy like Sela or Tomalak. Well, I like Shinzon, but I think that this was the first episode to really get into the Romulans, and we didn't really get into the Romulans, unfortunately. We saw them, they got killed, and then it all became about the Remans. And John says hashtag Metro or Me Troy, got it. Eddie Brock, oh, you're talking about, yeah, Tom Hardy played Eddie Brock as well, yes. So, would you like to see stories from Star Trek Online or other beta content become canon? No. I'd just like to see them produce a good new show. But I don't need beta canon to become alpha canon. All I need is for the next show to be good. If the Picard series is good, awesome. If it sucks, well, we always have Lower Decks. And Trekker's job is John Wick style hitman. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. My God, he's drinking and flying the Enterprise. Well, Kirk did it all the time. I mean, Mr. Data in Generations worse than Star Trek V. I don't know. I mean, Generations is as bad as Star Trek V in some ways, not in others. Like, obviously, Generations had better visual effects, better set design, better acting. From a technical standpoint, Generations was better. However, from a writing standpoint, while the dialogue was better in Generations, the actual story was actually, I think, better in Star Trek V. At least Star Trek V had some interesting concepts behind it. Generations was just stupid and lazy from beginning to end. The whole point of the movie was just an excuse to bring Picard and Kirk together, and that was anticlimactic. We should have had Picard and Kirk together commanding their starships in an epic battle where Kirk's incredible tactical abilities would come into play and save the day, not have three old men fighting on a mountain. That's the climax of... I'd love to see Tomalak and Sela and the Nemesis. Yeah, I could have seen that. That would have been actually interesting if they were in command of those Romulan ships to help the Enterprise at the end. Jet fuel won't melt shelves. That's true, I guess. Dog poops in the house. Yeah, we have the dog trained to poop on pads. And it's a small dog, so it's not like it's a big deal. Tom Hardy would make a good Picard if something was to happen to Patrick Stewart. Well, except that he's way younger. Yes, line up the cannons at CBS. Were you planning on watching Shazam? I am, actually. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard it's good. Remans were stupid. I agree. They tried to turn Remans into vampires for some reason. And I always pictured that Remans just looked like Romulans. But to have them be this whole slave pop, yeah, just stupid. I sent you an article on Discord on Wednesday for the Picard series. Thank you, Thomas. I'll check it out. I know I've been behind on my Discord stuff because, yeah. Is there any coffee in the nebula we are in? This is not a nebula. This is the core of the Milky Way galaxy we are flying through right now. We should all be rooting for Cherie Redstone. Don't know who that is. Oh, wait, no, don't know who that is. TNG Romulans, 80-year plan to invade Vulcan. Nemesis Romulans, you promised we would invade Earth within a week. Wah, wah. Well, except those were Remans. Kirk was a badass. Kirk could get away with a lot. That's true. Strand was played by a good actor, Jeffrey Combs. He was also Wayun and Brunt and in Reanimator. I hear that the Picard series is having problems behind the scenes. The actors are getting greedy and want more money, methinks. Or the show's just going to suck. Malcolm McDowell spoiled the movie. Malcolm McDowell, I don't blame... The writing was just stupid. The concept was stupid. And yeah, casting... I mean, who wants to see 3 60-plus-year-old men fight? How is that an exciting ending to a movie? One way to line up canon, Season 2 ends with a big flash of temporal anomaly. Season 3 starts with TOS, and they just show that instead. There we go. I'm with you there. The Nexus, Kirk is a cowboy. Yeah. Star Trek V is the worst film, except for all the JJ films, which all suck. I disagree, Rich. I think that I think Star Trek Beyond is probably my least favorite of all the Star Trek films. But I actually enjoyed Star Trek 2009 and Star Trek Into Darkness. inside a nebula right now or galactic arm? Actually, galactic core. We're coming through the center of the Milky Way galaxy. And by the way, we're traveling at 5.3 light years per second, in case you're wondering. And so let's see. I agree with you 100% on Generations. That's the way that they should have handled Picard and Kirk. Yeah, having them fighting on a mountaintop at their age was just stupid. Everybody was old men fighting. So Andy Checker literally has a pee corner for his dog. Well, yeah. Basically, you can get, and you've probably seen, if you go to Walmart, you can see them in the pet section where they have what they call training pads, where you're supposed to put puppies on these pads so that they don't go on the carpet or on the floor, and then eventually you move them to going outside. Well, Puka is such a tiny little dog that we just keep using the pads because, and this is straight up truth, we have a lot of red-tailed hawks and stuff in our area, and Puka is so small that if she went outside, a red-tailed hawk would probably swoop her up and eat her. And so, yeah, we don't want to take a chance of that. Star Trek V is Kirk playing William Shatner. Very true. So Generations did the people with equal abilities end up in a fist fight while a beam shoots into space before Marvel did. That's technically true, but Marvel did it better. True, I am. Let's Thomas pee in it too. No, Thomas has to pee in his box. Wait, center of the galaxy is bright because all the stars. That looks like being inside a latte. Well, I know, but I didn't design the program. Sherry Redstone is the heir to the CBS Viacom Paramount Empire. Ah, gotcha. Oh yeah, Wei-Yun, the villain that you couldn't help but admire. Yeah, I like Wei-Yun. Core of the galaxy. Find God. Need a starship. Nope, didn't see God while we were flying through there. Guess he doesn't live there anymore. Antrucker, going to my prediction. Michael Burnham will become a man to. No. No. Track Viewer says Anti-Trigger. Sherry Redstone and her family are majority owners of CBS Corporation, Viacom, MTV Networks, BET, and the film studio Paramount Pictures. So. Well, then why should I worry about her? I don't care. What I care about is are they going to do something. Flagship of the fleet taken out by aging bird of prey. Yeah. I hope Sherry Redstone will be able to merge CBS, Viacom, Paramount together. They could, but they broke them up. There's no need to. I don't see a reason to from a business standpoint. The problem is just that what they've done to the Star Trek franchise. But honestly, I think that they should just sell off CBS. CBS should be shut down. The way the Enterprise D was destroyed was stupid. Yes, there's a lot stupid about Generations. Venom, worth a buy. Yes, I enjoyed Venom a lot more than a lot of people. I don't think it was quite on the level of an MCU film, but honestly, it's probably in my top 5 non-MCU superhero films. I enjoyed it a lot. And I didn't think I would. I thought I was going to think it was going to suck. I didn't like the visuals on it. They needed some work, but I enjoyed. Tom Hardy was awesome in it. Everyone was old man fighting, ended up in the hospital with broken hips. Yes. Kirk was young when they fought, but he also carried a few more pounds than a leading man should. William Shatner was over 60, I believe, when Generations came out. I mean, he wasn't as old as he is now, but, you know, he was still it was old enough to where it was not exciting to watch him fight, all right? Antrigger's dog is a prisoner of the Kalon, confirmed. Okay. That's interesting. And Commander Iron Wolf is in the house. How you doing? Warp 338.77 TOS scale. That's how fast we're moving. Warp 338.77. Thank you. Man, you guys are great with math because I would have no clue. You probably entered it in on the website, I'm sure. Everyone was old man fighting. Those kicks were slower than turtles. In a latte, fluidic space. No! Can't you tell? We're coming out the far side of the core of the galaxy now. The last thing that got me out of the JJ universe was Kronos ended up being like 10 minutes from Earth. Well, that was, yeah. The whole way they dealt with warp speed and Into Darkness made no sense. We have a man in a wheelchair in STD, but an augmented robot lady with more bionics than the $6 million man. Why? Because the writers of STD, here's the problem. And a lot of people don't understand this, but this is actually true. Let me see if I can reach this here real quick. There's a certain tool they use in the STD writer's room that I happen to have right here. This is called a 2x4. It's actually wrapped in blue tape, but what they do in the writer's room is they take the 2x4 and they slam it into their own heads repeatedly until it breaks. Once it breaks, they feel that they're ready to actually write an episode of STD. And so that's been the biggest problem, is that they need to really change that that technique. That was just really long and stupid. Let's see. 5.3 light years per second, 19,080 light years per hour, which is 1,908 times the speed of the Orville. That's right. Warp speed is a dumb concept anyway. Stargates are the only way for intergalactic travel. Well, for intergalactic travel, yes. Legendary Federation captain gets killed by collapsing bridge. Yeah. One of the best Twilight Zone episodes where the Martian is hiding in a diner after a bus stops there. I don't remember that one. Kirk could still kick anyone's butt in Generations. Problem is, it's not what should have happened with his character. Not at all, no. Maybe the wheelchair dude just identifies as disabled. Yes. Shinzon as Venom. Interesting. Yes. And he did a good job. Data was stupid with an emotional trip. Very true. Who would buy CBS A-Checker? And Kirk did die on the bridge. I don't know who would buy CBS, but I would just, I mean, maybe another, like, for example, like Comcast bought out NBC Universal. I could see another telecom doing it. Honestly, like AT&T. Well, I think AT&T already has a stake in someone. Maybe Verizon. But one of the big telecoms, I think, could do it. Kirk was older than Picard, still kicked Malcolm McDowell's ass, unlike Picard. Very true. No, I did a calculator for the warp factor. Okay, but I entered the numbers myself. Well, very good. Better than me. We're not flying through the center of the galaxy. The view screen has glaucoma. No, we're definitely flying through the center of the galaxy. Well, actually, we're coming out of the center of the galaxy. As you can see, it's starting to clear up a little. Can you show us the technique? Not in, unfortunately, as easily as I'd like to, but no. Why do you have blue tape on the wood? Because I was actually using this as part of a stand for one of for the larger 3D printer. I used it to basically create a sound buffer. Long story, but since I had to take the printer out because of the damage, and I'm trying to see what I can do with it. Possible ending to Generations. Events occurred to get Picard in the Nexus to get Kirk. They return on the Enterprise just as the Bird of Prey attacks. Enterprise is damaged and missile is fired. Okay. Cronus is what I meant. What I meant is the Venom of the Venom movie. His origin was completely separate and unrelated to any Spider-Man version. Yes, that is true. It is a new take on Venom. 6:30 a.m. in Germany. Well, good morning. Blood is easier to clean off, I imagine. That is probably true. Do we know, do we want to know why you have a 2x4? Well, I already explained it, so there you go. Number 2, they separate and Kirk takes the star drive and intercepts the missile, but it's destroyed in the process. Oh, I see what yeah, I could see something like that. Kirk on the Klingon homeworld called Scotty using his communicator, and Scotty was in a bar on Earth. Stupidity in the JJ verse. Yeah. Yeah. Blue tape is simulate the lens flare from the... I love that Twilight Zone episode. Well, I don't know it. At least Kirk died on the bridge. Stop. That's no. I refuse to accept that. Remember, though, the bad guys in Stargate don't actually need the Stargates. That's true. Kirk always wanted to be on the bridge, but who knew the bridge wanted to be on Kirk so much? Best ending of Generations. Picard leaves the Nexus with a fire extinguisher, saves his family. The end. Yes! Yes! There you go, Starch. Yes! AT&T owns DirecTV. Okay, yeah, I knew they had some kind of media already. So that probably wouldn't be a good idea for AT&T, but maybe Verizon could do it. The Twilight Zone episode had the police trying to figure out which person in the diner was an alien who crashed around there. Interesting episode. Yeah, I don't remember that one. Drawn a blank. Scotty hates Klingons with a passion, but Scotty was drinking and laughing with a Klingon in Star Trek V. Well, because reasons. Shenzan was also Bane. That's very true. Tom Hardy is actually an actor with a lot of range. And Trigger, my younger sister and I were debating on who would win Lore and Bird of Prey 5 versus Mikey, Spock, and Ray. I said Bird of Prey and Lore by singing together. Your verdict. Ooh. If they could start singing before Mikey, Spock, and Ray managed to get out and attack, you're right. But the timing of it is what matters, because you keep in mind that, of course, Michael Burnham has the ability to use the transporters to get pretty much anywhere, and could beam herself and Ray in, and so they'd have to start singing right away. But that, I think you're right, though. If they were singing, then they win. Just don't expect a human antagonist to be memorable enough to remember his name after hearing it. I didn't. Oh, you're talking about in Venom? Yeah, the antagonist isn't that big a deal, but the whole movie is about Tom Hardy and Venom and their relationship. Richie Poole, Scotty also... Oh, by the way, and there's a teaser, of course, for Carnage that looks like a lot of fun. Scotty also refused orders to quit Starfleet and still had a communicator and access to shuttlecrafts. Well, yeah, of course. Didn't you know everybody can do that? Correction, traveling at a whole lot of kilometers per second. That's true. Who would win a fight between Burnham and Captain Marvel? We would, because one of them would be gone. I would dare say Captain Marvel would probably win that fight based on raw power, but Michael Burnham has the Mary Sue factor, so it's kind of hard to say. Bonk on the head, bonk bong, yes. That 2x4 is for protection from Bird, yes. According to Shatner, Kirk has actually revived by Romulans using Borg tech, and they went on a wacky adventure with Picard. Not joking, I know. That's because Kirk wanted them to be alive, or Shatner wanted them to be alive. Blue tape 2x4 would be cool if you had a blue screen. That's true. And you know what's funny is I have right here this is made by Ultra Sabers. It's one of their lightsabers, and it's green. And this is a green screen behind me. So what happens when you light up a green lightsaber in front of a green screen? Now, how cool is that? Look at that. How awesome is that? I love it. So, very interesting visual look to it. And Kronos says, please check PayPal. All right, Kronos. Well, you know what? You never lied to me before, so I'm going to assume you're telling me the truth right now, Kronos. So, what would you like, my friend? Old Twilight Zone is on CBS All Access. Well, that's because CBS owns Twilight Zone, and the new Twilight Zone premieres on CBS All Access on Monday. My guess, Walter Koenig is your guess? I'm not sure what you mean. Traveling 9.46 trillion kilometers per second. Is that what that number was? Okay. Name the episode of Twilight Zone is called Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up? Really? That's a good name. Instead of materializing an hour in the past, Gabrielle ended up 950 years in the future at a point in the timeline when Control had wiped out most of life in the galaxy. Love that suit. Yeah, and here's the thing, and I believe, and I absolutely believe that they're going to do this, that there's no excuse for this. So after she accidentally goes 950 years in the future, she then starts jumping around in time to incredible precision, right? She even says how she orchestrated the whole thing for Discovery to find the sphere before Control did. Awesome. So she's got all this power, all this ability, and she never bothered to go to that hour before the Klingons show up? How about once you figured out how to control the suit, you immediately go to an hour before the Klingons show up? Chrono says, I demand 7 and 10. Well, your demands will be met then, sir.
And they're Borg. It is with cooking with the Borg and the Borg. Okay, with the cool, and we're gonna make the cope. Here's the bring out the cope.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, the cope, get it in the pot.
Get in the pot here.
And then we stir and stir the cope. That's a good cope.
Okay.
And by the way, I gotta say, Mr. Miles, you were saying how Scotty's an alcoholic working heavy machinery, and he's missing a finger. True facts. And that is how disco died. All right, so where were we? Let's get back into there. Night Gallery was Night Gallery was a good show. Picture yourself in a gallery at night looking at paintings. I love Rod Serling's voice. I wish I could do a good imitation of Rod Serling. Michael J. Crawford was an ordinary YouTube content creator, but little did he realize that as he did this live stream, something strange was about to happen. Something that would bring him to the outermost reaches of the Twilight Zone. All right, so that's my best Rod Serling. Anyone think the Lantern drones from Stargate would be effective in Trek? I don't know them, so I'm assuming they're sometime after season 6. This is why time travel is always a bad story element. Never go full time travel. Yeah, you shouldn't. How would Star Trek Discovery end if they decided to line up with so-called canon? Well, that's the problem. They would have to do something where in the past they changed some event, so when they came back to the future, everything looked like it looks in the original series. It would just have to be a magic reset button. The kelp. Yep, the kelp. I don't know how to defeat TOS. I know how to defeat the TOS Enterprise. Install a breathalyzer machine in the. Yes. Most current nerds can only hope for 2.5, perhaps 3. Okay. Outer Limits doesn't get enough respect. They basically invented all the gray alien sightings after an episode airs. Well, Outer Limits was a good show, but Twilight Zone, that's just too freaking awesome. I do Star Trek Discovery a logical, like, to have Star Trek Discovery do something logical, like have Burnham's mom go back an hour before the Klingon attack, is beyond the writer's room. Yeah, apparently. She could not go back to before the attack. She has to follow quantum leap rules. Oh, is that what it is? I love the kick in the shuttle bay. Yeah, I do too. Scotty could climb through the wall, junction space. Gotta be drunk to squeeze through that. That's true. Hey, isn't Michael a girl's name? Let's shut up. It's not sci-fi, but Santa Clara diet is hilarious. Just typical family with a mom who eats people. I have not seen it. I grew up with Tales from the Crypt. Does that count? No. Joshua needs to enter the Spinning Spock Super Chat in some kind of contest. It's awesome. I love Spinning Spock. Yeah. That was a pretty good Rod Serling impression. Thanks, Commander. I never thought so, but thank you. Spock needs to be holding a pizza box above his head while he's spinning. Rome Hater Outer Limits was good, but I have more memories of the old version more than the original, the aughts version than the original. I never watched the aughts version of the Outer Limits. The Anti-Trekker's narrator of the Twilight Zone would be great. This is the Anti-Trekker, and today we're going to take a trip beyond that of imagination, into a realm of pure insanity, a trip to CBS All Access. And let's see. I thought you were about to start singing Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds with the Night Guy. Too bad it's too late, or you could put on the Twilight Zone episode up and watch it. Well, we're going to watch Twilight Zone on Monday, so we'll see. I don't know if Jordan Peele actually going to host it, or is somebody else hosting it and Jordan Peele's just producing it. I don't know. The movie Creepshow. I actually like Creepshow. The first one was a fun movie. Burnham can pick up dark matter before Pike saves her, but one little piece from the same dark matter crushes a cart in a shuttle bay. Well, yeah, because Burnham is superpowered. Mommy Burnham got sucked into space without her red angel suit. Yes. sucked through space and time, and yet she's probably still alive. Lantern refers to Stargate Atlantis. That's why I don't know anything about it. Creepshow movies were good popcorn horror. Yes. Stargate had 2 time travel episodes that were amazingly well done. Their Groundhog Day may have been the most enjoyable episode of the series. I actually really like the Groundhog Day one, yes. The other one I assume I have not seen yet. With the great writers of disco, if Burnham Mon goes back in an hour, she will be in the same place twice. Universe ends. Well, okay, true. Chief Cook says, read my last comment. Thank you. That means that you are guaranteeing $100 sent to antitracker.com, as that is a legally binding agreement. And where is your last comment? Dang, Chief. Where? It must have been a minute ago. I hate to say this. Who's going to die next? William Shatner, George Takei, Nichelle Nicholas, or Walter Koenig? And and that's where Quantum was guessing Walter Koenig. Out of those, unfortunately, I think I would guess Nichelle Nicholas, and because she has been in poor health as of late. So yeah. CBS, we had the Quantum Leap guy in the last series, and they never had him leap. Let's fix it now with Burnham's mom. Yes. This is the second time this is the third time they rebooted the Twilight Zone track. They're actually third or fourth. I think there was an 80s, a 90s, and aughts, and now. So yeah, this might be the 4th reboot. The reason why Gabrielle Burnham did not go 1 hour in the past and stop the Klingons, because if she did, she would have created a paradox so that if she stopped the Klingons in the past, she would not. Well, no, I know that's true. However, they never addressed that. And it doesn't. And so if her whole mission was to go back an hour, and she accidentally went forward, and you could argue it's because the Klingons were shooting at her, it overloaded the suit or whatever, and she went forward by accident. But then she had total control. She was jumping all around time, space. Why not immediately go to that 1 hour before, like she attempted to do before? And if she failed because of some paradox thing, let them write that into the show and say it. Darth Maul says the logic extremists are actually the writers of Star Trek Discovery. That may be true. The best Stargate was 200. They made fun of Stargate Universe before it aired in that episode. Well, 200 is the one where they did Wormhole Extreme, if I remember correctly, and I did love that one. Rome Hater says that Rod Serling was on point. Well, thank you. They made fun of everything in 200. It was awesome. I did like that one. I thought that whole thing was hilarious. The whole Wormhole Extreme was absolutely freaking hilarious. Let's see. Your pal Al says, for in the end, it's not guns or bombs that defeated the aliens, but the most humblest of all God's creatures, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yes. Oh man, that would make a great that needs to be like with a oh gosh, what's his name? Geez, I can't believe I'm spacing his name, and I can see him. Black guy, lots of freckles, old, played God, the narrated March of the Penguins. Jeez. But yeah, he needs to read that line. For, well, in the end, it was not guns or bombs that defeated the aliens, but the most humblest of all God's creatures, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. See, I can't do his voice worth of crap. Morgan Freeman, thank you, everybody. Wait, we're watching the Twilight Zone here. We're going to watch the Twilight Zone here, Commander Iron Wolf, on Monday night. The new CBS All Access Twilight Zone premieres, and I'm going to do a live reaction with Mrs. Anti-Trekker on Monday night. 1969 is the other Stargate time travel episode. There's also 2010 set in the future. Oh, yeah. I do remember that one. I'm a particular fan of Mobius episode of SG-1. I'm not sure what you mean there. Shatner's going to live to 105. He seems like it. He's in pretty good health for a guy his age. Would Khan be a good guy in the Mirror Universe? Yes, probably. Ordering Domino's Pizza, tad too many drinks. Will it arrive before the stream ends? Good question. I could definitely use a Domino's Pizza right now. That sounds good. If the Groundhog Day episode of SG-1 counts as time travel, then there are at least 3 episodes involving time travel. Okay. I'll tell you to read Chief Cook's last comment. Does that put him in line to pay you $200? No, it means you would have to pay $100 and along with him. Shatner will outlive Patrick Stewart. I'm going on record now. The man is an animal. I would not be surprised. Patrick Stewart has not been looking well lately, to be honest with you. I'm surprised he's doing a new show now. Tracker, can we get the time cop rule with Burnham? She touches a past version of herself and accidentally fuses and dies with herself. I would be down with that. Burnham's mommy stepped into the quantum leap accelerator and vanished. Her mission was put right what once went wrong. Hoping her final leap will fix STD. Well, isn't she creating a paradox by preventing the future she saw? Yes. That's why time travel episodes are messy. They're very difficult to work with. fourth one in the late 80s, one in the 90s, one around 2005. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is the fourth one. Can I just say that whoever came up with the name Kling Orcs is a genius? I agree. I don't know who originally came up with Kling Orcs, but I absolutely love it. There was a Twilight Zone with Forrest Whitaker. Yes, that was, I think, the 2005 one. That Timecock. That's it. Oh, jeez. It's hilarious. That sounded really bad. Let me move up. Okay, so Morgan Freeman. Domino's sucks. Domino's does not suck. It's just not gourmet. Okay, get people pizza. Who's paying? Yeah. Who's buying me some pizza? Wormhole Extreme is also was also in most of episode 200. Yes, I love Wormhole Extreme. DoorDash, something good. Even as Wolverine, Patrick Stewart looked not very well. Yeah, he was not looking well then. And that's the funny thing. Everybody thought, oh, look at the makeup. They made him look so frail. No, that's what he looks like now. Soylent Pizza, yes. I have a tri-tip in the fridge. Oh, Fireside. Oh, that's not nice. Patrick Stewart always has that old look, kind of like DeForest Kelley. Yes, but if you look at him from, say, Star Trek Nemesis, and you look at him in Logan, all right, and actually just listen to him talk in an interview. He's starting to, it sounds like he's trying to force out the words, like he's really struggling. Alexia, order Domino's pizza. Large pizza with double pepperoni and chicken. Why not? Anybody else colorblind? I am not. And William Shatner equals Manimal. Shatner will outlive Will Wheaton. If only we could be so lucky. Shatner will outlive the universe. I know what I will tell you. I will definitely be sad on the day that Shatner dies. That will be a, when Leonard Nimoy died, it hit a little bit, but when Shatner dies, that's going to be a day that I will truly be saddened. I don't really get worked up over celebrity deaths much, but after meeting Shatner and just admiring his work for so long, that will be a truly tragic day. One of Doomcock's friends came up with Kling Orc, from what I understand, but Doomcock was one that made it a staple. I know Doomcock was saying it early on, so I would not doubt that. Pizza order made 2.5 minutes ago. Clock is on. All right. Andy Checker, stupid question. Does your wife know what your job is? Yes. Yeah. Handtrigger, did you hear from Doomcock on your recent comments? I have not. I'm curious to know what he thought of that video, if he ever saw it. Because, obviously I was not trying to attack Doomcock in it. I just was trying to make sure that we as nerds stand not just for, fighting against the overall social justice crap, but we also have to stand for truth and honesty and intellectual honesty, and that's what the point of that video was. Kling Orcs is a Doomcock creation. Yeah, I don't know that for sure, but I know he was saying, he's the first person I heard say it. Domino's is the best pizza I've ever tasted, store-bought included. Well, store-bought pizza is crap, but best pizza I've ever had is Escape from New York Pizza in Portland, Oregon. Ah, good pizza. DeForest Kelley was grizzled. That's why he did westerns. Yes. He definitely looks frail. You talking about Patrick Stewart? He does. I am very not colorblind. I'm with you then. Nimoy also did westerns. Yeah, a lot of the people from Trek, Shatner did westerns as well. They were all, westerns was the big thing back there. You skipped me. Not intentionally, Chief Cook. If I missed you, I apologize. I promise I will look for your comments better next time. It's sad that we fans have to live through the death of the... It's sad that we fans have to live through the death of the... These actors, TOS, and the rest. Yeah. And Darth Maul, I don't know why the first two were repeats. But yeah, it is sad, but it's part of life. I mean, you know, TOS was a long time ago, 1960s. So the fact that these actors are, you know... I mean, Shatner is plain old. I mean, it's amazing he's still kicking. Order Domino's to Andy Trekker's P.O. Box. That would be funny. The star of Rescue 911, yes. When Shatner dies, we need to do a live chat together just to get through. I tell you, that's going to be one night that I wish... I hope that, you know, I certainly hope that he does not die this year, but that would be a day that I would call in sick from work. And if I can. I can't call in sick this year because of the whole thing with my mother-in-law. My sick time is gone for the entire year. This is going to suck if I get sick this year. It's going to be rough for the fandom when these actors pass. Yes. Harvey has a YouTube channel. Does he really? Does Harvey have his own YouTube channel? That's funny. Samuel Jackson is 70. Patrick Stewart 78. I think he'll be fine as long as he doesn't do action scenes. Yeah, but I think that Shatner... Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it's not like we're on a death watch for William Shatner, but he's very, very old. So, you know. Costco pizza. I do like Costco pizza. Sci-Fi says, please stop ignoring my comments and read my lost comment. I assume you mean last comment. All right, Sci-Fi says, it's not intentional, you guys, really. When I miss your comment, it's not because I have anything against you. Let's see. Andy Tracker, it seems that STD writers know nothing of science when they try to write about science on a sci-fi TV show. You are 100% right about that, Sci-Fi Sith. The writing is so ridiculously bad when it comes to the science part. Oh, man. It's just cringy. And then they have stupid lines like, the power of math! And it's like... you guys don't even understand basic arithmetic, and you're sitting there singing the power of math. Whatever. I'm glad I got to meet Shatner in 2012. Yeah, I got to meet Shatner just a couple of years ago, and I really, really enjoyed it. He was very nice to me. I predict that Shatner will outlive everyone. Well, he could. Nicole says, hey, I was born in 1967. Well, congratulations. You're a little older than me then. I was born in 1968. Intellectual hostility is critical to maintain the moral high ground from which we will poop on The Last Jedi, Star Trek Discovery, etc. That's a very well said poop statement. Hey, Antichecker, is there a line in the sand where Discovery is unwatchable? They've crossed that line a bunch of times. But here's the thing, is that I'm still holding out the slightest sliver of hope that it will improve. Because they've actually produced one good episode in the first 2 seasons. Hand Tracker, it's the line in the sand. Oh, I just read that. Like Chuck Norris, Bill Shatner will never die. We can only hope. The TOS crew did well considering Babylon 5 lost 2 shortly after the show wrapped. JJ Track lost 1 before the 3rd movie aired. That's true. These actors probably also had to live through the deaths of their favorite actors from long ago. Well, yeah, that's a common generational thing. You know, like when people are like, oh, Clark Gable died. And I was like, who? Yeah, my connection to YouTube got screwed up enough and it was said unable to post. Then it didn't and had to rewrite. Sorry for the confusion. No worries, Darth. It's a shame that we will have to live in a time where the legends of movies will die like Clint Eastwood. That is true, but it happens to everybody. Like I said, every generation has their idols that unfortunately pass away. Best pizza is homemade. I do like homemade pizza. Bird and Shatner have the same superpower, the power of the hairpiece. That's true. Yeah. But Bird's is a little more disturbing. I gave you something cool on Discord. All right, Daniels, let me check here. And I apologize for everybody that I'm missing in the chat. Where is it? I don't see... Oh, there it is. Let's see. So it's a video. And it says, page not found. The page you were trying to load is either restricted or doesn't exist. So I guess it didn't quite work. So, sorry. I tried. Let's see. The STD writers don't know science because most of them are women. Oh. No. I like science. I like turtles. I did like that thing that Mecha did with that. I just saw an episode of Bonanza which had both James Doohan and Majel Barrett in the same scene. That's cool. Chef Boyardee has a great make-your-own pizza, better than Tombstone. Best pizza is the one you get for free. Someone else paid, not stolen. Well, stolen is good too. Kind of has that extra adrenaline. Bill Shatner will die taking a Bill Shatner. I Like Science was so cringeworthy. That is true. I meant Shatner twice. Jerk both times. Okay. Beer time. Babylon 5 is like a mummy's curse with all the deaths. Is it real? I didn't know that. I didn't realize a lot of people from Babylon 5 died. The Borg episode wasn't good. If you're talking about Star Trek Discovery and this most recent one, it was horrible. Shatner is his own worst enemy. Well, if you look at the episode The Enemy Within, that's actually true. Anti-Checker, what is the one good STD episode? I'm trying to remember what it was called. And let's see. Anti-Checker, I got $7 disposable cash, a stamp, and an envelope. Well, then you know what to do. Let me see, though. I'm going to look up the name of the episode so that I don't continually look like an idiot. Hold on just a second. Let me go CBS. And full episodes, blah, blah, blah. And, alright, so, it's, oops, shut up. I don't want you playing. Pause, you stupid thing. Alright. Was it, I think it's, if memory serves. Yeah, I think that's the one. If memory serves is the one. The one with the Telosians. So I think that's the one. Yeah, the one with the Telosians. So that's the one that I thought was actually a good episode. And now Thomas wants me to check Discord. Oh, jeez. Babylon 5 Curse. Alright, so, okay. It's funny because I've been watching a little bit of Babylon 5 lately. So Richard Biggs, who is the doctor, died at 44. Wow. Michael O'Hare died at 60, had schizophrenia. That's why he quit. I didn't know that. Jeff Conway died at 60. Wow. And so let's see. Andreas Katsulis, the lizard dude, died of lung cancer at 59. Wow, man, these guys. Tim Choti killed in a motorcycle accident, 49. Jerry Doyle died at 60, doesn't say how. Robin Sachs died at 61. Stephen First died at, wow, man, they really did have a lot of problems. I did not realize so many of them were dead. So thank you for that depressing thought. Disco Ride's more interested in the agenda than Science or Lodge. That's very true. When did the STD Ferengi... When's the STD Ferengi episode? Oh, I'm sure that's coming. I'm going to cry when John Williams passes. He's probably... You know, I've seen him recently. I don't think that's going to be all that long. Amy, don't give CBS ideas. Don't worry. They'll screw it up even worse. Or you can be hit by a car tomorrow and your legends will outlive you. That's technically true, TJ. Thank you for that little bit of optimism. Shatner does have hair for every occasion. That is true. A Slurpee from 7-Eleven would be great now. Yeah, it would. I haven't had a Slurpee in years because there's no 7-Eleven around here. Over half the cast of B5 is gone. That is really sad. One last disc of Andromeda is... on the last disc of Andromeda. Kind of sad. I'm sorry. Hell all, says Commodore Ty. I assume that was supposed to be hello, not hell. A lot of Space 1999 are gone as well. Yeah, Space 1999 was a while back. Check Discord. Already did. All right. Let me try to. I know a lot of people like New Eden. I didn't like the way they dealt with religion in New Eden, but yeah. He's been watching Babylon 5 and not Stargate, unsubbing. Actually, the reason is because I've been watching Stargate with Mrs. Antitrekker, and she's been sick this week. And so, because I literally have no sick time, I cannot call in sick from work. So I've been sleeping in a separate room from Mrs. Antitrekker and trying not to have any near contact or anything. And so, but we've been watching SG1 together. So since I haven't been able to watch it, when I settle down and go to bed, I've been putting on Babylon 5. And I'll tell you, not as good a show as most of us remember. If memory serves wasn't good, it just tickled your OG Trek bone. That could be it, but I thought it was a better episode. I mean, when I say good, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh yeah, awesome. I'm saying, hey, it was above a 5 out of 10. So, yeah, you're right. He was Tomalak, wasn't he? Wow. Yeah, definitely no B5 reunion special. They would have to recast everybody. So let's see. But yeah, that's, yeah, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that is Tomalak. It's clearly Tomalak now that I think about it. But it's like all that makeup, I just never put 2 and 2 together. I've unsubbed millions of times. You have, Mr. Miles. You certainly have. Why is it that I like old-fashioned movies that have actors and actresses that were once young, and I love them more today, and their movies are like the good, the bad, and the ugly? I don't know, but you know what? Like Clint Eastwood today, like Gran Torino is my favorite Eastwood film. I love Gran Torino. So I think Clint Eastwood is an amazing actor and director. Dogs and Suds love the root beer. Okay. I've unsubbed. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Maybe if you stop unsubbing, you give you a wrench. Nah, not going to happen. Kronos, no wonder you can never get a wrench. Sup, Anti-Trekker Chat says, Static MM, good to see you, my friend. And then Sci-Fi Sith repeats his comment. See, I went back and read it, and then you repeated it. Babylon 5 would look better in HD. It would look better. It would have to be completely remastered. Every visual effects shot would need to be redone from scratch. But I tell you, the funny thing, Babylon 5, don't get me wrong, and I actually talked about this briefly in the chat on BIRDOPREY's stream. But let me tell you, first of all, there are 3 main types of fiction. All right, there is plot-driven story. There is plot-driven fiction. Man, I'm losing my mind. There is story-driven fiction, and there's character-driven fiction. Now, usually there's a combination. I mean, like, it's not all one and nothing of the other, but one of those is primary in most forms of fiction. So, for example, in a typical Marvel film is plot-driven. Plot means events that happen. A plot is an event in a story that moves the story forward, right? And the plot points are what the focus of the film is. So like in a Marvel film, it's those big action sequences and stuff like that. Now, that means that plot comes before character and story. If we look at Babylon 5 is a stunning example of a story-driven series. And its story is incredibly well done. However, the plots of individual episodes as well as the characters are a bit flat. And so it's a really, really effective story-driven show, but it could stand to be with better plot and better character. A character-driven show is like most of the classic Trek, right? The original series, TNG, Voyager, Enterprise are all completely character-driven. Deep Space Nine is a combination of character and story-driven. And but the character-driven thing basically means that, you know, if you think of the original series, before you start thinking of overarching stories and big events, you think about Kirk, you think about Spock, you think about McCoy, you think about the characters. That's what drives the series. That's what makes each episode great, is not the events, not the story, but the actual personalities of the characters is what pulls you in. And so the problem with Discovery is that they're trying to make it story-driven, and it's not a good story. And so whatever your focus is going to be, it has to be excellent to make that move your fiction forward. Anyway, Ensign Ricky throws $2 into the chat. Thank you so much. Says, season 1 of Babylon 5 is horrible bad. Season 2 through 4 is amazing. 5 is meh. I will grant you the season 1 is the weakest, but, you know, I'm just saying it's not as great a show as a lot of us think. And by the way, of course, Ensign Ricky, if you want a super chat, throw it in there in the next minute or so, because I'm going to be wrapping up in just a minute here. Grand Turbo Lift. Oh, yeah. We can still do a B5 reunion. Anyone got a shovel? Jeez. Until Antchecker gets a B5 reboot on the air, I'm unsubbing to BIRDOPREY 5. Well, they did a B5 CGI on Amigas. Yeah, and they used a system called the Video Toaster, which uses a program called Lightwave, which I've actually used. It was very advanced for its day, but by today's standards, it is crap. Where Eagles Dare is a great Richard Burton, Clint Eastwood movie. I haven't seen it. And don't forget Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry is fun. I really like, though, Hang 'em High. I thought it was a good Clint Eastwood Western. I really like Hang 'em High. Trying to remember the Outlaw Josie Wales. Really like that one. But Gran Torino is absolutely my favorite Clint Eastwood film. All right, so, yep, video toasters, yes. The video toaster made by NewTek was an incredible invention for its time. It made CG relatively affordable. However, and you can still buy the modern equivalent of a video toaster. And in fact, if you want to know how the video toaster evolved, as far as what it's capable of, so Babylon 5 the visual effects were done entirely through NewTek Lightwave using the video toaster. Battlestar Galactica Reimagined was done entirely through NewTek Lightwave on the video toaster. That's how far that technology went in a decade. Antitracker just sent you a fax with a bunch of funny lore jokes. I probably will not get it then. All right, guys, so I do need to wrap it up. It is getting late, and I got to get up early tomorrow, but I do want to thank you for hanging out with me. Don't forget that on Monday night, me and Mrs. Antichecker are going to do a live reaction to the new Twilight Zone, assuming that she's feeling all better. She's been doing a lot better this week, so, but, you know, obviously if she's still feeling sick, she's not going to join me, but she's said she should be able to. Unforgiven is very good. And so, that's going to be awesome. And Heartbreak Ridge, yes, I forgot about Heartbreak Ridge. That is a great Clint Eastwood film. In the meantime, instead of my regular credits, enjoy this little taste of what is going to be coming on Monday. When you see the final version, you guys are going to love it, I promise.